Hello, welcome to the chemistry and biology portions of our G4 project. Let's begin. Bruce Banner, one of the smartest people alive, raced ahead of others in his education, and he eventually ended up being the head of a project. During this project, he used computer programs to simulate the gamma bomb tests and to do research. However, when it came time to actually test the bomb, something horrible happened. As the countdown for the bomb was going on, Bruce saw a teenager in the middle of the bomb site, oblivious to the fact that he was going to die. Rushing out, Bruce barely saved the teen in time, taking the full brunt of the blast in the process. The result of this was Bruce transforming into the Hulk for the first time, the strongest person in the world. In the 2008 movie The Incredible Hulk and the 2012 movie The Avengers, the transformation into the big green guy was due to an increased heart rate and a large amount of anger. It was stated that the angrier Hulk gets, the stronger he is, with a good example being this graphic. In the picture, Hulk is holding up this 150 billion ton mountain by himself without any other help from the other Avengers, after getting stuffed into what's essentially the Marvel equivalent of the Hunger Games. Understandably, Hulk is mad about this and shows off his weightlifting feat. The following 7 slides are about how Hulk qualifies as alive. In this first one, here he is seen catching a bazooka round shot at him, thus showing that he can respond to environmental stimuli. These are Hulk's blood cells getting taken over by gamma radiation, showing that he is in fact made of cells. Here he's demonstrating his metabolism by eating both a taco and filling a shopping cart full of beans. It also shows that he's exchanging matter with the environment as he's going to have to go to the bathroom later on. So before this, all of Hulk's skin and parts of his muscles was ripped off by a supervillain named Vector, who essentially uses gravitational forces to shove off all of the outside matter of Hulk. And so this is him regenerating all of his skin and tissue within a matter of seconds, thus showing that his cells can regenerate very quickly. Here we can see that Hulk is capable of aging or growing older. In the left picture, he is in his younger form when he was in The Incredible Hulk, and that's when he had black hair, and then in the right, we see him with gray hair in a later time and date. We can see that he's maintaining homeostasis as he's sweating while fighting. Hulk has breathed both underwater and in space before, showing his cells don't require oxygen. This is likely due to the same reason as to why Hulk can afford to be angry constantly, as his cells can perform anaerobic respiration while constantly being healed to negate the damage dealt. Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., has created a theory about the Hulk. He believes that the Hulk, due to his gamma-induced mutation, could survive in any environment, as Hulk has managed to in the past to harmonize his biological structure with the depths of the ocean, as well as speak in environments like the deep ocean and space that don't have oxygen. His healing factors have even been shown to allow Hulk to come back from the dead, the mutation giving Banner and Hulk the option to walk through a metaphorical door, allowing them to come back to life. Hulk's ability to constantly grow stronger also has to do with something scientists call the adrenaline rush. When this occurs, the brain sends a signal that has a stronger impulse than normal ones to release a hormone called adrenaline. This rush gives an imitation of what the body undergoes combustion in its metabolic processes, but does not require the breaking down of hydrocarbons, or sugars, using oxygen. Instead, it requires a sort of mental trigger, with Hulk's most common one being anger. On to chemistry. Gamma rays are a type of electromagnetic radiation of high concentration of energy. Gamma radiation can possess up to millions of times more energy than an ultraviolet ray. This high energy is due to its small wavelength, which allows it to penetrate deep into matter, being barred only by thick plates of lead or concrete. This gamma radiation is what caused the Hulk to be created. The massive radiation was due to the fact that there was a gamma bomb, which was created by Bruce Banner as an experiment. Can we become the Hulk? The reason stated that Banner survived the blast was due to a rare gene that only he had. Although he was not the originator of this gene, he was the only one where it ever behaved exactly like this. Other instances of this gene are in his cousin, Susan Walters, aka She-Hulk, after receiving a blood transfusion from Banner, and Thunderbolt Ross, aka Red Hulk, who has had a super serum injected into him that contained isolated Banner's DNA. Before we end off, do not try this at home. The only reason Banner survived this was due to his mysterious gene, and not due to any other factor. Radiation is a serious topic and should not be played with.
IB Sports, Exercise, and Health Sciences. The human body. The human body has 650 different muscles ranging in size, shape, and strength. The three different types of muscle contractions are isotonic, isometric, and isokinetic. The sliding filament theory is where myosin heads attach to actin binding sites, and ATP is used by the myosin heads to pull on the actin. This creates a muscle contraction. Hypertrophy is an increase in muscle cell size. This can be seen in all things that have muscles. In order for the body to undergo hypertrophy, the muscle must be exerted during exercise. When the muscle is worked, microscopic holes are torn in the muscle fiber. These tears are repaired while the body is in a resting position or while you are sleeping. The average hypertrophy for humans can take around 8 weeks for new weight trainers. After exercise, the body will develop delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS. This is muscle pain or stiffness after exercise.
Now we know how the human body gains muscle, we can look at how the Hulk transforms and gains all of his muscle. Bruce Banner suffers from many personality disorders, such as anger management and aggression. The transformation to Hulk is surges of adrenaline in response to anger, pain, and fear. During the Hulk's transition, all of his muscles are going through an isometric contraction. Bruce Banner's muscles generate forces while he is standing or sitting still. Therefore, his muscles are not shortening or lengthening while contracting. Since the Hulk's muscles are contracted at such an intense rate, the amount of ATP needed is enormous. We can now look at the Hulk's rapid hypertrophy. Instead of undergoing rapid muscle growth over the course of several months, he undergoes rapid muscle growth in a matter of seconds. How is it possible? Anytime he gets angry, he turns into the Hulk. Bruce Banner is 5'9" and weighs 128 pounds. When Bruce Banner turns into the Hulk, he grows into an 8'2", 1,400-pound monster.
The Hulk. Computer science. Although the Hulk possesses no powers explained by computer science, his counterpart, Bruce Banner, was heavily influenced by computer science. During his time at Desert Base, New Mexico, Bruce Banner used computer programs to conduct gamma research. This same research is what caused him to become the Hulk. Furthermore, a talented individual, Bruce Banner was proficient at many sciences, and his superior intelligence levels highly suggest that he mastered the computer sciences. But enough about Bruce Banner. While the Hulk's powers are unrelated to computer science, his appearance in movies such as The Avengers and The Incredible Hulk were made possible thanks to computer-generated programs. Since it is impossible to work with a green beast of around 7 feet in height and up to 1,400 pounds in weight, the Hulk has to be made with computer-generated imagery, CGI, in order to feature in films. The CGI process works as follows. First, sketches and drawings of the character, called concept art, are made in order to determine what the Hulk would look like before starting the computer work. Then, a camera that tracks actor Mark Ruffalo's facial expressions is put in place in order to captivate some life and emotion into the character. Mark Ruffalo also has to wear a motion captured suit that, as the name indicates, tracks his motions when he plays the Hulk. After Ruffalo is done with shooting, the data from the suit and the facial camera are retrieved, and a digital model of the Hulk, digitally drawn from the concept art, is applied to motion, creating the Hulk we see in movies. Ultimately, Bruce Banner's work with computers and the CGI process that allows us to see the Hulk in movies are all part of the computer science aspect of the Hulk. Lastly, we have the impact of physics on the Hulk. A key part of the Hulk as a superhero are his shifting powers, which allow him to naturally shift from human to beast and vice versa in a matter of seconds. But how is this possible? The comics explain this phenomenon by saying that when he shifts, he pulls gamma energy from his surroundings and transforms it to mass. However, physics has a different answer. Galileo, one of history's greatest physicists, claimed that an increase in the size of a body by variable n would mean an increase in its surface area by n squared and its volume by n cubed. This means that even if you just doubled the size of something, or in this case someone, the surface area would increase by a factor of 4, as would the strength, but the volume, and therefore the body density, would multiply by 8. Therefore, mass would increase much faster than its capacity to withstand it, making the power of shifting not possible with real-world physics. To conclude, Hulk's power of shifting is physically impossible because the mass required to enable it in such a short amount of time, as explained by Galileo's physical theories, is unattainable in the real world. That wraps up the impact of biology, exercise science, chemistry, computer science, and physics on the Hulk. Thank you for watching.